Episode 6, Daytona Bike Week. Today, we travel to Florida's famous coastline to uncover the remarkable story of Daytona Bike Week. Along Florida's eastern coast lies a city that has become one of the most legendary destinations in motorcycle history. Welcome to Daytona Beach. Today, its wide beaches, warm weather, and world-famous speedway attract visitors from around the globe. But for motorcycle enthusiasts, Daytona Beach represents something even greater. It is the birthplace of one of America's oldest and most celebrated motorcycle traditions, Daytona Bike Week. Long before modern racetracks existed, Daytona Beach offered something unique. Its smooth, hard-packed sand created a natural racing surface where riders could safely test the speed and performance of their motorcycles. During the early 20th century, motorcycle racers traveled from across the United States to challenge one another on this remarkable stretch of beach. These early races captured the imagination of thousands of spectators. Crowds gathered along the shoreline to witness powerful machines racing across the sand at incredible speeds, helping establish Daytona Beach as one of America's premier destinations for motorcycle competition. As the years passed, the racing tradition expanded into something much larger. What had begun as a competition among riders evolved into a week-long celebration of motorcycles, bringing together racers, custom builders, touring enthusiasts, stunt performers, manufacturers, and fans from around the world. Today, Daytona Bike Week is far more than a race. It is a celebration of motorcycle history, engineering, culture, and the freedom of the open road. But every great tradition has a beginning. To understand how Daytona Bike Week became one of the world's greatest motorcycle events, we must return to the beaches where motorcycle history was written, one race at a time. The story of Daytona Bike Week begins long before the event officially received its famous name. In the early 20th century, Daytona Beach was already known for one remarkable feature: its wide, hard-packed sandy shoreline. Unlike many beaches, the sand at Daytona was firm enough to support automobiles and motorcycles, creating a natural racing surface unlike any other in America. By the 1920s and 1930s, racers from across the United States traveled to Daytona Beach to test their machines against both the clock and one another. The combination of compact sand and a nearby paved road created a unique course that challenged both rider and motorcycle. These races quickly earned Daytona a reputation as one of the country's premier destinations for motorcycle competition. In 1937, the first official Daytona 200 motorcycle race was held, organized by local promoter and racer Bill France Sr., who later played a major role in American motorsports. The event attracted talented riders, motorcycle manufacturers, mechanics, and enthusiastic spectators from across the nation. Although the gathering was much smaller than today's Bike Week, it marked the beginning of a tradition that would last for generations. Year after year, the event continued to grow. Visitors no longer came only for the race itself. Motorcycle dealers displayed new models, businesses welcomed touring riders, and the streets of Daytona Beach filled with motorcycles from every corner of America. The city was becoming a meeting place for motorcycle enthusiasts. After World War II, motorcycle ownership increased dramatically. Returning veterans embraced motorcycling as both recreation and adventure, bringing even more participants to Daytona Beach. As attendance grew, additional activities were introduced, including group rides, motorcycle exhibitions, custom bike displays, vendor areas, and entertainment. What had started as a single race gradually evolved into an entire week of motorcycle celebrations. Today, Daytona Bike Week attracts hundreds of thousands of riders and visitors from around the world, making it one of the most iconic motorcycle gatherings in history. Although the races have evolved and new venues have been added over the decades, the spirit of Daytona remains unchanged, a celebration of speed, innovation, and the passion that unites motorcycle enthusiasts everywhere. But racing is only one part of the Daytona story. What truly makes Bike Week unforgettable is the incredible variety of events that take place both on and off the racetrack. Every legendary event needs a legendary location. For Daytona Bike Week, that place is Daytona Beach, Florida. Long before Daytona became famous for motorcycle festivals, it was already known around the world for speed. Its wide, hard-packed shoreline offered something few places could provide: a natural racing surface where motorcycles and automobiles could reach remarkable speeds. Engineers, racers, and manufacturers came here to test machines, break records, and push the limits of technology. For decades, Daytona Beach was one of the most important centers of American motorsports. Speed records set on these sands helped build the city's reputation long before permanent racing circuits existed. By the time Bike Week was established, Daytona had already earned its place in motorcycling history. During Bike Week, the entire city becomes part of the celebration. Main Street transforms into one of the most famous gathering places in the motorcycle world. Riders slowly cruise through the streets while visitors admire motorcycles ranging from beautifully restored classics to the newest custom-built machines. Every block tells a different story. Restaurants, local businesses, motorcycle dealers, and vendors all welcome the arrival of Bike Week. The city comes alive with exhibitions, demonstrations, live entertainment, and opportunities for riders to meet fellow enthusiasts from around the world. Beyond the city itself, visitors enjoy scenic rides through Central Florida, following coastal highways and inland roads that have attracted motorcyclists for generations. For many riders, these journeys are just as memorable as the events themselves. Another symbol of Daytona's motorcycle heritage is the world-famous Daytona International Speedway. Today, many of Bike Week's major races and motorcycle events take place at this legendary venue, continuing a tradition that began on the beach decades earlier. Although racing moved from the sand to a purpose-built circuit, the spirit of Daytona never changed. It remains a place where innovation, competition, and motorcycle culture come together. Daytona Beach is more than the home of Bike Week. It is one of the birthplaces of American motorcycle history, a place where every road, every beach, and every roaring engine reminds visitors of the generations of riders who came before them. But Daytona Bike Week isn't only about history and racing. It has also become famous for spectacular motorcycle exhibitions and professional stunt shows that continue to entertain thousands of visitors every year. From its very beginning, Daytona Bike Week has been defined by one word: speed. For generations, motorcycle racing has been the heart of Bike Week. What started on the hard-packed sands of Daytona Beach eventually moved to the world-famous Daytona International Speedway, where some of the most talented riders have competed on one of America's most challenging circuits. These races have tested not only speed, but also skill, endurance, and precision. Behind every race is months of preparation. Teams carefully tune their motorcycles, engineers study every detail, and riders train for the intense physical and mental demands of high-speed competition. Every lap is a battle against the clock, the track, and the competition. Away from the racetrack, another form of motorcycle entertainment captures the attention of visitors. Professional stunt exhibitions have become a popular part of modern Bike Week, giving spectators the opportunity to witness extraordinary motorcycle control and precision. These performances showcase techniques developed through years of practice. Riders demonstrate wheelies, stop-pies, burnouts, slow-speed balance, and carefully choreographed routines that highlight both creativity and technical skill. Unlike racing, where the goal is to finish first, stunt riding focuses on control, balance, and flawless execution. The combination of world-class racing and professional stunt shows gives Bike Week a unique atmosphere. Visitors can experience the excitement of championship competition and the artistry of motorcycle performance, all during the same event. Over the decades, Daytona Bike Week has continued to evolve, adding new attractions while preserving the traditions that made it famous. From historic races on the beach to modern competitions at the Speedway, from custom motorcycle shows to thrilling stunt exhibitions, every generation has added a new chapter to its remarkable story. Today, Daytona Bike Week stands as one of the world's greatest celebrations of motorcycle culture. It honors the pioneers of racing, celebrates the creativity of builders and performers, and welcomes riders from every corner of the globe. But America's motorcycle story doesn't end here. Beyond Daytona and Sturgis, new events, new riders, and new innovations would continue shaping the future of motorcycle culture for generations to come. For more than 8 decades, Daytona Bike Week has stood as one of the greatest celebrations of motorcycle culture in the world. What began as a single motorcycle race on the hard-packed sands of Daytona Beach has grown into an international event that attracts riders, racers, builders, and enthusiasts from every corner of the globe. Its history is a story of innovation, of determination, and of a shared passion for motorcycles that has connected generations of riders. Every chapter, from the early beach races to today's world-class competitions, has helped shape American motorcycling. Daytona Bike Week is more than a festival. It is a place where history meets the present, where legendary motorcycles stand beside the latest machines, where experienced riders welcome newcomers, and where every visitor becomes part of a tradition that continues to grow year after year. Whether people come for the excitement of racing, the craftsmanship of custom motorcycles, the energy of the exhibitions, or simply the joy of riding with friends, they all leave with the same unforgettable memory. The spirit of Daytona. The roads eventually become quiet again. The crowds return home. But the legacy of Daytona Bike Week continues to inspire riders long after the final engine falls silent. In our next episode, we'll discover how riders began taking motorcycles into the air, performing spectacular jumps, backflips, and gravity-defying tricks that transformed motorcycle entertainment forever. We'll explore the origins of freestyle motocross, the pioneers who changed the sport, and the competitions that made FMX a global phenomenon. Thank you for joining us on this journey through motorcycle history. If you enjoyed this episode, subscribe to continue exploring the people, events, and machines that changed the world of motorcycling.